talking about old Hollywood and connecting it back to the Oscars, I mean, it's impossible not to bring up Barbie because Barbie is often considered probably the most overt depiction of old Hollywood filmmaking still in action. I mean, seriously, look at all the behind the scenes footage that they've released from the making of Barbie. They're using so many old Hollywood techniques. I've been fortunate to talk to now Oscar nominated. I think they've been Oscar nominated before. Uh Katie Spencer and Sarah Greenwood, who are the production designer and set decorator. Shout out. They also did all of Joe Wright's movies, including Anna Karenina,
Woohoo.
which I've talked to them about. And they were like, "Why are we talking about Anna Karenina when we should be talking about Barbie?" But I mean, they use a ton of old school techniques like the painted backdrops and the use of the clearly fake artificial sets. I mean, all of that's old Hollywood. Clearly, Greta Gerwig has talked very extensively. She was on TCM talking about this, about how she utilized a lot of classic film references for Barbie. And if anything, when we talk about the point of Ticklish Business as a podcast, Greta Gerwig's already doing that for me. So, Greta, name drop my podcast, please. Because people watch Barbie and they look at Greta Gerwig's influences, they read her letterbox list, and then they go see the Umbrellas of Cherbourg or they go watch Singing in the Rain. And I think that if anything, an Oscar nomination for Barbie is an Oscar nomination for classic Hollywood filmmaking that's not reliant. I'm going to turn into old man yells at cloud. That's not reliant on special effects and CGI and mocap suits and stuff like that.
I think that's such a wonderful perspective to put on it and a lens to put over it because my favorite categories are always costume design, production design, hair and makeup, music, just because of, people that I know. And so it's just, I really get into the nitty gritty of the ambiance of a film. And, I appreciate, not to denigrate the VFX people or the sound effects people, but I really appreciate that so many of the movies that are being heralded this year feel real and tangible. I know that Barbie was majority done in a soundstage, and I like it. I like the fact that it was done in a soundstage. It feels just very complimentary to, and it feels like it's filling, a lot of these movies are kind of filling a gap that we've all been hungry for in the last couple of years. I like
They
it.
they really are. This is the year I think when people talk about adult movies, not those adult movies, but
Mhm.
movies aimed at adults. This really is a good example of that. Barbie is totally a movie aimed at adults as well as preteens. I can't call that movie in good conscience a movie for children.
No,
But but
no.
I mean, then you look at something like Killers of the Flower Moon, Scorsese's film. That's also a lot of old school Hollywood filmmaking.